really boring. I just wanted to give you guys like a fucking update on Orbán before we started on who he is. 3-time champion of Hungary, okay? He is a fucking white nationalist. He's crazy. Conservatives love him. Tucker Carlson literally did like a documentary on his life. He's a part of that like international fascist coalition. Okay? And he's at CPAC.
We can give to our children and
most recently he talked about how race mixing is bad, by the way. He basically said race mixing is a problem. Oh, that's a COVID cough.
Let's move on family policy, which is the heart of our politics. Progressives claim all over the world that families should not be protected. In Europe, they say there is no such thing as family, because love is love and family is family. If you cannot define family, nothing is a family.
Add subtitles, I'm deaf. I mean, it kind of is once you consider how bad genetic diversity is for you. Are you okay, man? Are you serious? Forget to put a fucking /s on here.
We know that family is the place to transfer the values of parents to the next generation. If traditional families are gone, there is nothing that can save the West from going under. Therefore, last year in Hungary, we spent more than 6% of our GDP on family policy. All subsidies are already available to families following conception. Families automatically get tax breaks.
Wait, what the fuck?
The state takes over your student loans after your third
Bro,
child.
does he know where he's at right now? Why is he talking about this?
From paying personal income tax.
Republicans are not going to like that, dude.
After the birth of their fourth child.
Republicans are be like, wait a minute.
To extend the same zero tax policy for mothers with...
I guess they're talking about it as like tax breaks, right?
So,
they're not talking about it like subsidies.
If you are not married yet, you should immediately find a Hungarian wife. In the last 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, the last 10 years, the number of marriages has doubled and the number of abortions has halved in Hungary. It's not a bad start.
But what do you mean, give money to families? What the fuck?
Dear friends,
that's called welfare queens.
In Hungary, we had to build not just a physical wall on our borders and the financial wall around our families, but a legal wall around our children to protect them from the gender ideology that targets them. Let's be clear, they think that parents should follow the progressive way of parenting. If they refuse to do so, they should be forced by the state. We Hungarians know this old communist trick and we reject it. Hungarian people rejected sexual orientation programs in schools without parental consent at a referendum again. Never before has there been a referendum in the long history of Hungary where such a huge majority of
without parental consent
no gender or anything. Now the Hungarian Constitution protects families and children. Let me quote a few sentences from our Hungarian fundamental law. Our Constitution reads, "The family and the nation constitute the principal framework of our coexistence. Hungarian state institutions are obliged to protect the Christian culture of Hungary. Hungary shall protect the institution of marriage as the union of one man and one woman. Family ties shall be based on marriage or the relationship between parents and children. To sum up, the mother is a woman, the father is a man, and leave our kids alone. Full stop, end of discussion.
Oh my God, look at that crowd, baby. That's right. Oink, oink, motherfuckers. Oh my God. They're giving him a standing ovation. I'm getting up from my mobility scooter, Bertha. Hold me. I need to tell this hungry man I'm hungry for more of his takes.
Without compromise. We decided we don't need more genders, we need more rangers. Less drag queens and more Chuck Norris. We believe there is no freedom without order. If there is no order, you get chaos. In Hungary, law enforcement agencies are not people's enemy. They are the guardians of freedom. Therefore, law should not protect criminals, but protect the victims and those who
I don't get it. Like, what's up? Should conservatives just... I think conservatives should fuck right off and move to Hungary then. Like, I'm an advocate for that. I don't know about you guys, but like, if they love Hungary so much, why don't you fucking marry it, dude?
The safest country in Europe.
Go live there then. That's
Actually,
great.
Budapest is among the very few European capitals.
Seems like a great place, dude. Just go live there. Sorry, Hungarians. A bunch of fucking, a bunch of our fat hogs are coming over there
Funds to the police.
until they realize that the Chili's is not open. You know what I mean? There's no jalapeno poppers, and then they desperately try to come back into America.
Of higher taxes. We believe that people should have their money in their own hands. To this end, we introduced a flat tax on personal income, which is currently 15%. In just 10 years' time, we reduced the tax wedge by 10%, which was the biggest tax cut in Europe. We have the lowest corporate income tax in Europe, which is flat, 9%. With this low corporate income tax last year, we had a 27% investment rate, which was among the best in Europe. Just recently, we came under fire again when we went again.
Yeah, someone should ask what the VAT's at then. Yeah, European countries oftentimes hit the VAT pretty hard. I don't know why he's saying like corporate taxes are super low.
Hungary is the last man standing. But the empire always strikes back. The current US administration decided to terminate the tax treaty between Hungary and the United States, which was probably the best tax deal ever negotiated. It was good for US investors.
Dog, Hungarian VAT is at fucking 27%.
I think it was
That's their standard VAT
of the left.
Okay?
Because the US Treasury...
These motherfuckers out here been like, oh, we take down the corporate tax rate. It's like, okay, well, that's not your main fucking funding mechanism anyway. Shut the fuck up.
Anymore. Funny, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, finally, we need to talk about the war. The war.
All the Amerifats saying, what the fuck's a VAT? VAT is a value-added tax, okay? Same with Turkey, same with a lot of European countries. There's a lot of fucking value-added taxes, the tax you get hit with. It's a sales tax.
Currently, more than 10,000 refugees every day. The majority of these refugees ventures further into Europe, but 1 million people entering a country of 10 million is a lot. In my view, the globalist leader strategy escalates and prolongs war and decreases the chance of peace. Without American-Russian talks, there will never be peace in Ukraine. More and more people will die and suffer, and our economies will come to the brink of collapse. I cannot tell you
God
what
damn
to
it.
do. It's your sovereign decision. I can, however, tell you one thing. Only strong leaders are able to make peace. We in the neighborhood of Ukraine are desperately in need of strong leaders.
He didn't get a lot of claps for that one.
Because
Because even in a fucking conservative, even in the even at the CPAC conference, when you're surrounded by a horde of conservatives, the moment that you talk about Russia as like an actor involved and not immediately a foreign adversary, that's the moment that people are going to be like, I don't know about that one. Okay, you're looking kind of brown to me, brother.
So before Matchlap takes my microphone away, let's come to a conclusion. The world has several great nations, but none with the power and influence of the United States.
Guys, I've never seen Gru or Minions or Despicable Me memes and shit, so I don't know. Stop saying that this guy is exactly like Gru, okay? I don't know. I don't know what that means.
The future of the West is in grave doubt. We in the West have not faced a crisis like this for a long time. The ideological wars of the 20th century against the totalitarian powers of Nazi Germany and Soviet Union were terrible. But democratic West rallied and defeated them both. Now the West is at war with itself. We have seen what kind of future the globalist ruling class has to offer. But we have a different future in mind. The globalists can all go to hell. I have come to Texas.
Bro, what do you mean the globalists can go to hell? You're the Hungarian... Bro, what is so funny about this is that he's the Hungarian leader in America urging Americans to talk to the Russian leader about the war in Ukraine, and then immediately after goes, the globalists can go to hell. Just say Jews, man. Just say fucking Jews. We know what you mean. You ran on it. We know what you mean when you say global. You're a fucking globalist, idiot. You're doing globalism. We know what you're talking about when you say the globalist. What do you mean? You are engaging in a globalist act right now. Why the fuck should any of these diabetic, geriatric, mobility scooter riding motherfuckers care about what the fucking Hungarian leader has to say?
Year, then presidential and congressional elections in 24. And we will have election in the European Parliament same year. These two locations will define the two fronts in the battle being fought for Western civilization. Today we hold neither of them, yet we need both. You have 2 years to get ready. I have to tell, it won't be easy, but don't be afraid. Just believe in Saint John Paul's, the Polish Pope's teaching. There is no enemy that Christ has not already defeated. So let's go out and do it. God bless Texas. God bless our friendship. Good luck and goodbye.
Also, this anti-globalist leader collects more EU welfare dollars than any other country other than Poland, the other anti-globalist EU country. Bro, they are literally Poland and Hungary. And the way that they govern themselves in the most reactionary ways are identical to the way that red states govern themselves. Do you get it? Do you understand? That's exactly the same. It's like red states being like, I hate federalism. Meanwhile, like they literally cannot survive without federal government. Without the federal government giving them tax dollars that they're getting from, like, you know, fucking California and shit. Yeah, it's Europe's Mississippi and Europe's Alabama coming in to Texas or wherever to Dallas to talk about how great it is to be Europe's Alabama. The the fuck is this, dude? Vampire. Okay. What, does he talk?
Okay, there's enough, little girl. Let go of my leg. Come on, you can do it. Just release the grip. Wow. No, hey! No annoying sounds, right?
Does this count as annoying?
His speech from his plans from 2013.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, all right. Simmer down. Simmer down. Thank you. Okay. Now I realize that you guys have probably heard about this other villain who stole the pyramids. Apparently, it's a big deal. People are calling it the crime of the century and stuff like that. But, am I upset? No, I am not. A little, but we have had a pretty good year ourselves. And you guys...
Okay, this does sound a lot like him. I thought you guys were fucking joking. Bro, this straight up... Yo, that's fucked up that... That's fucked up that the Minion franchise just ripped Viktor Orbán. This is literally just CPAC.
Are all right in my book. No raises. You're not going to get any raises. What did we do? Well, we stole the Times Square Jumbotron. Nice. That's how I roll. Yeah, you all like watching football on that, huh? But that's not all. We stole the Statue of Liberty. The small one from Las Vegas. And I won't even mention the Eiffel Tower. Also Vegas. Okay, I wasn't going to tell you about this yet, but I have been working on something very big. Something that will blow this pyramid thing out of the water. And thanks to the efforts of my good friend, Dr. Nafario.
Thank you!
Oh, there he is. He's styling. Now, we...
Oh my God, down to the mobility scooter, bro. This is literally just CPAC 2022. Viktor Orbán talking at fucking CPAC 2022, down to the mobility scooter. Are you fucking kidding me? Wait, weren't you calling the Sandy Hook children liars today? Shaking my head, fake news. Wait, what?
have located the shrink...
Thank you, leftist username, for the 5 tier 1 gifted subs. Allowing 5 people to no longer see the middle of the hour ad break. That's right, we're doing bottom of the hour ad breaks today. Get fucked. Okay. Also, minions canonically serve the biggest villains in the world, so very much CPAC.
Ray in a secret lab, and once we take this shrink ray, we will have the capability.
Okay, we got it. Minions, dude, yeah. No wonder Republican Facebook moms love the minions. They literally are like them, yeah. Sucks that this guy is the face of Hungary. He gives all of us Hungarians such a shit name and genuinely makes me not want to tell people I'm Hungarian and just stick with Filipino. We got to remember that a large portion of Hungary is actively trying to remove his ass from office. Yeah, good luck, though. From what I understand, y'all have no fucking media. And when you have no media... It's really funny watching, like, American media say that Viktor Orbán is authoritarian because, like, he completely controls the media in the country. Meanwhile, like... Well, so is our media. Our media is fucking controlled too. So, like, while technically it's a free election, like, well, it's being, you know, heavily influenced by the media itself. And it's like, okay, well, you know, this is America. Not so different, is it? Stephen DeWall, thank you for allowing 5 people to also no longer see the ads. Top of the hour is upon us. I'm giving you the 60-second ad break right now. there are ways, methods that you can use to avoid those ads. If you want an ad-free broadcasting experience, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with Twitch Prime. Here's a 1-minute ad break now. Level of control is much more hands-on, though. Osman. Yeah, no, totally. Can you increase the noise gate? We can hear you chewing sometimes. Please and thank you. No, but I will ban you, though, for a week for you to think about that a little bit instead. Especially because, like, I know for a motherfucking fact that, like, the chewing noises are so marginal. If you are if you're hearing the chewing, you're looking for it. It's always been like this. My noise gate has been the same. And, yeah. Like, I'm chewing currently. You can't hear it. So shut the fuck up. Not only that, but also... yes, my fucking smoke battery alarm, whatever, is broken. Yes. I'm trying to chew in sync with you. Can you decrease the noise gate so I can get in rhythm better? No. Why is it that, like, we just stop asking me questions about what I'm drinking and all this dumb shit, please? Oh my God. Okay. Here it is.
The Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC, kicks off in Texas. Now, the usual speakers will be there: Donald Trump, Steve Bannon, Ted Cruz, and so on. But so will a controversial foreign leader, Hungary's Viktor Orbán, whose government is accused of undermining women's rights, LGBT rights, controlling the media, and much, much more. CNN's Ben Wiedemann is live in Budapest. Ben?
Wait, why is he in Budapest? Why did they... Wait, what? Orbán's in America, so we sent the guy to Budapest. What? I don't even understand. Like, he's familiar with local politics, maybe? Yeah, probably.
John, despite all of that, even the critics of the prime minister here concede that over the last 12 years, some of his policies have managed to help improve the lot of many Hungarians. Yet despite that, of late, as the economy has begun to falter, Viktor Orbán has resorted to rhetoric reminiscent of some of the darkest days in this country's history.
You could call it a meeting of like minds.
I love that someone said the CIA should do a op in Hungary. And do what? Make him more popular? Like, what do you think the CIA does? Just because yesterday I talked about how the CIA works with everyone doesn't mean that they also have, like, their ultimate ideological goals are never going to be on the in line with the left, dude. No, they work with everyone to achieve reactionary goals. You understand?
Video from his official Facebook page shows Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán visiting former President Donald Trump Tuesday at his Bedminster, New Jersey golf club. On his way to this week's Conservative Political Action Conference in Texas, the hard-right anti-immigrant prime minister recently set off alarm bells with a speech laced with sinister undertones.
Oh, this is the one where he talks about miscegenation, right? This is a wild one. I love that the conservatives are like using Orbán as a guy to point to. Like, Tucker Carlson loves him, right? They're using him as a guy to point to because he can say stuff that they want to be able to openly say, but they can't really say themselves. Because, like, no matter how much Tucker Carlson goes crazy talking about, like, how immigrants are vermin or whatever the fuck, how they're dirty, these are things that Tucker Carlson has said. He can't openly say, like, you know, race mixing is bad, right? But he can point to Viktor Orbán, who's saying race mixing is bad, and go, that's a really good guy. That's a really good guy. He's saying a lot of crazy stuff.
We Europeans, Orbán said, are willing to mix with one another, but we do not want to become peoples of mixed race. He has since come out and
It's just like weird to say this, and I'm about to offend the entirety of Hungary, but like Hungarians, European, are you? I mean, it is a social construct, I guess, but like, what's up? Listen, brother. Listen. Not to get all fucking Turk-pilled right now, but I think you should know your place, considering that you are closer to Turks, ethnically speaking, than you are to Europeans, I would say. Historically speaking, this notion that you are hugging and kissing Europe and saying, oh, we like to mix with the Europe, yes. You know, I'm just saying. Homies became white like last year, and they're acting out of pocket, you know? They are close to Finns from Finland. Okay, same with fucking Finns. What do you mean? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, close to Finns like in Finland? Oh, shit. I didn't realize. That extends to fucking Finland, too. Shut the fuck up. They are closer to the people of the steppe than they are to the fucking Europeans and the Anglo-Saxons and shit like that. But anyway, this is also a hilarious concept when you fucking this is also a hilarious concept when you break it down to it, because he says like Europeans want to mix with other Europeans but not with like everybody else. It's like when the white kid gets accepted by the black kid group and acts crazy. Anyway, Hungary literally means land of the Huns because Attila founded them. I mean, he's not like, I don't know what, are we doing race theory? It's not even race. He's doing the race theory, but he's not even doing right race theory. That's my point. Like, all of this stuff is bullshit. None of it fucking matters. But it's really funny when the guy who's not even like subscribing to the European, like white, Anglo-Saxon centric norms that he is fucking advocating for. That's the point. He quite literally comes from a incredibly diverse multi-ethnic society. Okay? Now, our understanding of race in contemporary history revolves around like the Portuguese and then the American understanding of race, you know, the American adaptation of the Portuguese slavers' understanding of race. But that is a more complicated conversation. We're not going to have that conversation. What he's trying to fucking say currently is literally just that, like, the European, we want to mix with European. Like, he's using that. He's using, like, the white-centric the attitude surrounding race as a Hungarian person, which is funny because he doesn't necessarily subscribe to it personally. Anyway, that's it. That's all I was going to say.
insisting he isn't racist or anti-Semitic. The damage, however,
He definitely is anti-Semitic, by the way. The idea that he's not is fucking ridiculous.
is done.
Viktor Orbán's talk about
Most of this, we don't want to mix, originates from the fact that Hungarians have never actually won a war. All the L's we took throughout history have made this national pride, literal Nazi racism, kind of the way to go. You can see it live and alive when you come to the U.S. and talk to fresh off the boat Hungarians. Yeah, it's just funny to be like Hungarian and be like, no, we do not want to mix. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, who haven't you mixed with? You know what I mean? Like, my point is, if I'm the sluttiest person at high school, I would rather probably want to fucking advocate for sexual liberation rather than just be like, yeah, it's actually the worst thing you can do. Okay? The worst thing you could do is have sex with people. For Hungary, that's the point. They are an incredibly diverse people. And the idea that like it's fucking The idea that it's there's like this Aryan-based or fucking Eurocentric racial construct that they want to abide by is a ridiculous one. Which, by the way, I know what he's saying when he says that. He's just saying, like, no black people, no brown people. He doesn't want Muslims. That's it. The Hungarians are already mixed with Slavs, Turks, Germans, while our ancestors came from Asia. That's what I mean. They just think that, like, because they're fucking Christian, they think that because they're Christian, it's, like, different now. It's very different.
Racial mixing, about racial purity, stir up dark, still fresh memories. These metal shoes commemorate the spot where, in the final months...
And yes, they don't like Turks. Understandable, okay? It's understandable to have resentment against Turkish people if you're Hungarian.
...of World War II, Hungarian Nazis murdered thousands of Jews.
It's time for evening prayer in Budapest's historic Dohányi Street Synagogue. Rabbi Robert Froh.
Bro, remember when, by the way, remember when Donald Trump had a dude in his White House that had the largest head of all fucking time? Do Turks have resentment for Romanians? Absolutely not. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Not even, no, that is in your mind. If you think that Turks have any fucking... Turks have resentment towards Greek people. Turks hate fucking Armenian people and Greek people, and obviously Kurdish people. But if you think that, like, Turks give a fuck about, like, the Vlad the Impaler or some shit, no, they don't give a fuck. Not even remotely. That is an invention that you have cultivated in your mind. But, which is weird because Romanians have resentment for Turks. Of course Romanians have resentment for Turks. Because, you know, the Ottoman Empire fucking spanned across that entire area. Yeah, Turks will openly admit to shitting on Greeks, openly admit to shitting on Arabs, openly admit to shitting on Armenians. That's it. Do Turkish people care about the Bulgarians at all? No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Like, not even a little bit. Or like Vlad the Impaler, anything like that. No, not even remotely. But yeah, so remember, the point I was going to make is, remember when Donald Trump had Sebastian Gorka in the White House, and he literally, on Donald Trump's inauguration, wore a Vitesse Rend pin that his father had? Just remember how they were on the site of where all those Jews were massacred? Yeah, that's Sebastian Gorka's grandfather, or his father, actually.
Nazis murdered thousands of Jews.
That's like an American dude wore a fucking pin celebrating this action. Okay? An American in the White House wore a pin celebrating this action. And he stayed in the White House for a while. He still does. Hold on. He still does commentary. Like, it's not even a thing. Sebastian Gorka made Nazi-linked Vitesse Rend proud by wearing its medal. Controversy has swirled around Sebastian Gorka, the president's top counterterrorism advisors, ever since he's a top counterterrorism advisor. Bro, what's he going to do? Fucking... They make him the top counterterrorism advisor because he has the largest head? What is he going to headbutt every fucking head of a terror cell? Is that how he's going to... How is he the counterterrorism advisor? Okay. Anyway, ever since he attended the president's January 20th inaugural ball wearing the honorary medal of Hungarian nationalist organization Vitezi Rend, NBC News traveled to Hungary to dig deeper in the Gorgas ties of the group, speaking with members of the organization as well as locals who knew him when he lived there. Like, there it is, bro. Man, this shit was, 2016 was fucking wild, bro. They were just like straight up saying that they were Nazis and stuff. It was crazy.
It's time for evening prayer in Budapest's historic Dohány Street Synagogue. Rabbi Robert Frolich says Orbán's words hit too close to home.
You saw the small congregation here who come here every evening, every morning to pray. They are older people. Most of them are Holocaust survivors. And they are worried. They heard this before. And it didn't end well.
Often described as an authoritarian, Orbán has been in power for the last 12 years, re-elected in April. His economic policies have won him support, but with inflation rising, that's beginning to change, says economist Zoltán Pogácsa.
In the longer run, yes, I think Orbán remains popular, but in this particular point in time, I think more people are skeptical about him than ever before.
In Budapest's central market.
By the way, this is one of the things that people don't understand, even about Turkey as well. And I know Hasan always bringing shit back to Turkey, but it's like these dudes, regardless of how fucking right-wing or how reactionary or how authoritarian they are, will often have a fuckload of people that like counter him, right? But they also have a fuckload of people that support him. Half the time when we talk about like countries, okay, half the time we talk about countries that are not the United States of America, where they have like authoritarian, autocratic leadership, Americans fail to consider that those leaders unironically are more popular than democratically elected American leaders. And that is the sad fucking truth, okay? Same with Erdogan, who's finally at the tail end of his fucking like almost 30-year regime, and his power is finally fucking waning. Even with Duterte, yes, and certainly with Orbán as well. Americans fail to comprehend that, like, you know, we got a fucking tiny percentage of the population that is voting, okay? And even then, they don't really like the fucking president, or they don't really like the party. Meanwhile, when you look to countries like this, they got ride or die homies that are like, no, I love this guy. I fucking love this guy. Yeah, same with Xi, same with fucking Putin, same with Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and certainly same with Viktor Orbán as well. So don't try to comprehend this with like an American perspective. If you're trying to understand like these guys, how do they get away with being so authoritarian? Is it the authoritarianism that is like leading to them being so popular? No, outside of the flow of information being carefully controlled, same with Turkey and same with Hungary as well. Outside of the flow of information being carefully controlled, these guys are also popular. Now, it might be because they are controlling the information carefully, but there is definitely genuine momentum and genuine support for people like this as well.
Opinions vary.
To be honest, Viktor Orbán is not...
And by the way, I don't mean like Donald Trump. I mean like popular, okay? You have never seen, as an American, in your lifetime, you've never seen a popular leader, okay? You've just never seen a popular leader. Like maybe George W. Bush post 9/11. For the brief moment. Like that's a popular leader, okay? Like we're talking 50% of the country unconditionally supporting this person. That's like FDR. I thought Turks didn't really like Erdogan. No, dude. The Turks in this chat don't like Erdogan because they're Western-facing Turks. Of course, Turks in this chat don't like Erdogan, but Turkey is so much larger. It's 90 million people. Yeah, go to Trabzon and see if they fucking like Erdogan or not. You know what I mean? Like, For the longest time, Recep Tayyip Erdogan genuinely had 50% of the country locked down. Then he had to build a coalition with MHP, with the ultra-nationalist party, to maintain a 50% coalition. And even then now he's like pretty fucking popular. Donald Trump was popular like that, though. I don't like him, but still, no. Donald Trump couldn't even win the popular vote. What do you mean Donald Trump was popular like that? Get the fuck out of here. You guys have no clue what this means, okay? Donald Trump lost the popular vote to Hillary Clinton. What a fucking loser, dude. Can you imagine losing the popular vote to Hillary motherfucking Clinton, dude? Y'all are clueless. This is on a different level, okay? The only reason why I'm describing this to you, and that same divide between rural and urban voters exists in places like Turkey as well. By the way, if you're an American, I'm trying to explain this to you in American concepts. Like, you look at like motherfuckers living in like, you know, Arkansas and shit, and you're like, why do they like Donald Trump or can land vote or whatever? Now imagine if there was enough people that actually were fucking voting. He'll never say Erdogan or Orbán stole or bribed or brute forced into election wins, but we hear stuff like that constantly about Xi. Well, it's because it's one party. It's different. But basically, the approval. That's why I said in our lifetime. Stop saying Reagan, Chad. I'm talking about our fucking lifetimes. Most people. What do you mean? Who was around during Reagan? Like, what the fuck? How many people in this chat were around? I know you guys are going to say, yes, me, but like, what the fuck? The reality is that most people in America just don't vote. Even if they have the capability of voting, they just don't give a shit. Most people are completely removed. And that is by design. They're completely removed from political action, taking political action in any meaningful capacity. They have no history. They have no association of with any semblance of political action. There's no mechanism to do political action through. So we have a completely neutered populace that does not even care about it. Okay? It is a feature, not a bug. Exactly. So it is very hard to comprehend what it would look like. It is very hard to comprehend what that would look like in a country. And that, by the way, it's all. And the only reason why the 2020 election is a different election than any other election is because voting was made easy. It wasn't even because of like out of pure hatred for Donald Trump. It was because voting was made easy. If voting was made easier, yes, things would be very different.
Like in our own country.
Margareta Krajnek, the butcher, begs to differ. Viktor Orbán is doing everything for his people, she says. He loves his people. Evening and city residents savor the soft breezes off the Danube. History flows through this city, the past never far from the surface.
And with a possible recession on the horizon, the fear is the Prime Minister is looking for scapegoats, something this part of Europe has seen in the past. John?
Ben Wiedemann, look at illiberal democracy and the echoes of history. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I got to go to... I want to go to Hungary and
the trial of Alex.
Take a look at some of those castles that were overtaken by the Ottoman Empire. You know what I'm saying?
Jones, the jury now has the case in the $150 million defamation suit against the InfoWars.
Neydi kalenin adı? Bir tane vardı ünlü kale. Neydi Türkler? Söyleyin lan adını. Gideceğim taşını alacağım kaleden.